Hi everyone, welcome to WW Designs. My name is Nikki and today we are going to start creating a journal. This is my next swap project. For the next 5 months, we have to make a journal, decorate it and send it to our partner. So it's not like my other swaps where I've done some ephemera to a certain theme and sent it off to different people every month. This is one project that will be for the entire balance of the year. So I got in touch with the lady that I'm swapping with and I asked her to give me some hints on her favourite junk journal themes. And the two that I am going to roll with off that list is vintage and books. So the first thing we have to do is create the journal. Now, we were given videos to watch from Pink Monarch Prints as our guidance and inspiration for this project. And I can't believe I have never seen this form of journal creation before. I've been making junk journals for years now, and I have never seen this before, and I cannot believe how easy it is. So if you have purchased a kit or 20, like I have, and have not yet made a journal with them, and that kit includes journal pages, honestly, this is the easiest way to create a journal base that I have ever seen. Now, for our particular journal, it's only 8 pages. So what I would consider a small journal. But as you see, as we progress down along this path, you'll see why it's only 8 pages. And this part is ridiculously simple. The next bit, it's not quite so simple, but we'll get to that. I've also got some great hints and tips on creating this and other alternatives that you might like to consider. You'll understand all this as the journal unfolds. So what I did, went through my computer and I looked for neutral pages that sort of had some sort of book theme to it. For example, this is a grungy text page. This is a copy of a coffee dye page with a doily, a lovely collage page, etc. And what we do is you take all your pages. So if you had a normal kit, print out all the pages you want to use and trim them all to the exact same size or as close as possible. And then you simply fold all of them in half with the printed side inside your fold. I've printed all of these on normal copy paper. Don't have to use fancy stuff for this. This is just the base. If you want better quality and brighter images, depending on what sort of kit you're going to use, then by all means, normally then I would have probably printed this on presentation paper. But because I'm going for a vintage theme, I don't need bright, and I wanted all my pages to be very neutral so that all my decoration stands out on it. So you grab all your pages, you fold them all in half. You don't need to print anything on the back side, and you'll see why in just a moment. That's what I mean. It doesn't get any easier than this. You don't need fancy equipment other than your pages printed out, and there's no sewing involved. So let's start. Put your pages in the order that you want them. This is the order I want them to appear in my journal. So what I'm going to do is flip it over and I'm going to start with the bottom one. Now, I've got a little piece of rubbish. This is a piece of junk mail and I'm going to use this. We are going to, of course, need a glue stick because that's how this all starts. So get the glue stick ready to go. Take the first page. So this will be my bottom page. In this case, mine doesn't really matter because mine are all not from a matching kit. But if you just be careful that you have them all facing up the right way, especially if they have like a definite pattern on them. So just always keep checking that you don't have things upside down. Now, I'll just put this little bit of an angle here, and then we are going to glue and glue and glue. And this is how easy you can create a journal. So just a nice spread of glue, and try and, if you get any lumpy bits, just try and whoosh them away. Then I'm going to turn this on its side just to make it easier to line up. I'm going to grab my next page. Again, in this case, it doesn't matter which way it goes. Folding it over, lining it up as close as possible to the base one, because you want all these. Then just give it a good press down. I'm going to take it away from any gluey edge that may be going to make it stick down. And I'm just going to grab my old card here, and I'm going to give this all a nice press down. Then I'm just going to open it up and just make sure there are no gluggy, gluey bits that, you know, have got in on the side. And yes, you may get a little bit of wrinkling, but you'll find that should disappear as it dries. And if not, you could always, once this is done, put it under a heavy book for 24 hours, and that should flatten everything out beautifully. So that's that page done. Now what I'm going to do, because I've got some glue around the edges, I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to use a clean page for each one, just so that I don't end up with this getting stuck down on my base page here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep going with this. I will glue all my 8 together, and then I will come back and show you the next step and some possible alternatives that you could consider. Okay, so all 8 pages have been glued together, and we now have our journal pages ready to go. And each one of them, of course, is now double thickness paper, so they're nice and sturdy. So now it's time for a cover. Now, this is a soft cover journal. So what I've done, I have printed out this fabulous book design page, but I've done this on matte photo paper rather than just on normal copy paper. I didn't have to do that, but I just decided to do that to make this a little bit sturdier. A couple of options. If you'll see in a minute why we're doing this, but what you could consider doing, let's say, for example, you just want to have a more solid cover. For example, you could grab a packaging box. This is from some lovely protein bars, and you could glue together as many pages as you think would nicely fit in this design, in this size, I should say, and then you could glue this to that, and your journal would have a lovely solid cover. The other thing you could do, for example, if you're using traditional A4 paper or US letter done in half, which is what a lot of kits are made out of, you could use like a pizza box, cut out the exact size you need, glue one to the front, glue one to the back, and then with either paper or fabric, cut a strip that's a little bit wider than your spine, and then glue this down once, and voila, you would have a journal completed, ready to go, with a much more solid page. And then, of course, you can decorate this however you like. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a really easy way to make a complete journal. But ours is not going to work out quite that simply. So what I've done, I have folded this in half. I've then also created a little bit of a spine here just by folding, so that when we start decorating the pages and you get some expansion, it doesn't become a gator mouth immediately. You've got a little bit of room to move. So what I'm going to do here is flip this around and grab my glue stick, and we're going to attach it to the front. So let's glue all this down. I'm gluing just on the inside of that fold because this bit is not getting glued down yet. No, actually, it's not getting glued down at all. So let's just glue this up nicely. Okay, now we've got to make sure I've got this the right way round because this is the front. Then I want to grab the front page of my journal, and it's my book page. The words are the right way up. So, of course, I have to make sure that I have it the right way because I would hate that to be upside down. Let's do this way. Okay. Just getting this to sit the right way is easier said than done. Let's get the glunky page out of the way for a minute. So now we have that bit done, and we are then going to glue this bit down, but we've got to leave that bit of spine there. Can you see? So we're not going to glue it. We're not going to pull this right over. We're going to glue it down straight, if that's the right word to use. So what we're going to do is just add some glue to this, and that way our book can grow as we fill it full of goodness. So what we want to do is line this up here. Open this up and then spread this down as best we can. There we go. Beautiful. Now, of course, you will notice that this does not make it all the way over. That's okay, because part B of this, which I did not film because it caused me such great distress. Miss Perfectionist was really struggling with this one. But we have to make a cover that goes like this. And honestly, I held my breath. I swore. I did all sorts of things doing this cover, mainly because I couldn't follow the directions exactly. I got this stunning image from Seven Plaza. It's one of her latest freebies. She's got a family album kit that you can purchase, but I saw this cover and decided somehow I had to make this work for my book themed journal. So I had to do things differently to the actual tutorial. And so what I'm going to do is link the tutorial on how to make this fabulous cover. It's done with chipboard and just normal copy paper images. And what happens now is this journal gets glued down into here. So that's why it doesn't matter that this bit is not covered, because no one's going to see it anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this under a book for a little while just to get all my pages nice and flat, and then I'm going to glue this into here. So as you can see, this is what we end up with. And how gorgeous is this? I'm so happy with how it turned out, but it did cause me a lot of stress, but I think it was worth it. And then my plan, of course, is we have to decorate the journal, and I decided to use each page as something book themed. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do double page spreads or something different on each page. But for example, one of these might be about an atlas or a dictionary or something like that. Is going to be, whatever the decoration is, it's going to involve some type of book, so that this is all very, very book themed. So there you go. This is the start of this project that has certainly caused me great stress for a while there, but I think it's going to look absolutely delightful when it's finished. So, newsflash time. I made a little boo-boo when I was gluing all my pages together. So, of course, for what was supposed to be the easiest way ever to make a junk journal, didn't quite turn out the way I wanted, sort of. So what I should have done, just before, you would have seen me gluing my pages down by doing this, right? Lining them up at the edge and then burnishing on top. Okay, so what I should have done, for example, let's say we're gluing the pages in. This bit doesn't exist because we're building our stack here. What I should have done was put the glue on this next page. This would be white, of course. Then I should have lined this up down here, opened it up, and burnished it inside. Okay, and that way I would have reduced the risk of little air bubbles or anything like that on my pages. What I did was lined it up there and then burnished it. And generally speaking, my pages did turn out okay. But I did have a couple of little air bubbles, and I was going to reprint all the pages and redo the video. But then I thought, no, hang on a minute. This is junk journaling. Sometimes mistakes are made. Sometimes pages aren't perfect. How about we deal with this and see what we can come up with? So that's hint number one. When you're adding your pages to your stack, open it up and burnish here. Then when you fold that down, you put glue on this, you add the next page and burnish on the two sides that are being glued together. Hint number one. So to try and get mine as flat and as nice as possible, what I did was I sat a heavy book on top of this for almost 2 days. I had to go to work and all that stuff, and I thought I'm just going to leave it. And thankfully I did, because most of the pages turned out fine. There's one little air bubble there, and I went, you know what? This is a junk journal. All of these pages are going to be covered with fun things. What does it matter if there's a little air bubble? But before I redid the video, I went, no, let's just go with it and see where we get to. So that's a little hint for you. Don't glue them together the way I did. Do it properly, and it will reduce the risk of any air bubbles and things like that. I'm actually perfectly happy with this now. It's fine, and I'm going to go ahead and decorate it as I come up with ideas for what I want to fill my pages with, and it's all good. But I just wanted to highlight that for you. And of course, the one thing I did add, I found this beautiful printable from the library of a gorgeous little tag. So I have just glued that, and that will be the very front of the journal. So you wouldn't have seen me do that either. So there you go, a little update for you. This is how we learn. That's why I thought, instead of just redoing it and pretending everything's perfect, because I'm such a bloody fusspot, I would just tell you how it is, because that's how we all learn. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions or picked up anything else I could have done differently, pop it in the comments box below. Please give this video a thumbs up. And honestly, apart from me making it difficult, it is a really easy way to make a junk journal if you do it properly. So until next time, bye for now, and thanks for watching.